Well, hello everybody, Brian here with Plumbing Solutions. Just doing another video for our homeowner's guide. This is intended for people who've purchased a new house that Plumbing Solutions did the plumbing in. These are frequently asked questions that I get from those homeowners, get from our builders, get from warranty technicians, and things like that. In this video, I'm going to address the question, I've got a really high water bill. I'm not used to this high of a water bill. Well, first of all, I would check with your municipality, your water provider. Maybe they charge a little bit more in the area you've moved into. The other thing is, maybe it's a bigger house. Maybe you have more bathrooms. Maybe you've got more plumbing in your house. More plumbing means more water, but it shouldn't be that much difference. The other thing is that I see a lot is these irrigation systems. Most of the houses out there today have irrigation systems that are installed by the landscapers. Now, the landscapers and the builders, when they first put that sod and that grass down, they hammer it with those watering times in those zones. They really want to keep that grass wet so it can take hold, so that it doesn't burn up or dry out in the summer heat. So you might want to look at that. If you haven't ever adjusted it from the time you moved in, it might still be set on those higher levels of watering. And of course, in the winter time and we have a lot of rain, you might could just turn those things off for a little bit, but during the summer and during the drier months and stuff, you're going to want to run those. You don't want your grass to die until it's really taken a hold, and that could take a couple years. But I would contact your landscaper and see what their recommended watering times are throughout the years or get them to come out and adjust it for you. The other thing that I see with the high water bills is a lot of people are used to the old conventional tank style water heater, the big tanks, and now we use a lot of the tankless water heaters. And people say, well, I thought tankless water heaters were supposed to be efficient. Well, they are. They only make water hot water when you ask for it. They're not just holding a reservoir of hot water ready to go like those tanks were. And if you're used to some of those older houses, those conventional water heaters, you've ran out of hot water before. Somebody took a really long shower or somebody was washing dishes or something and you ran out of hot water. Well, you don't have that fear with tankless water heater. You're always going to have hot water. You're going to have endless hot water. It's never going to run out of hot water. So what I've noticed is people take longer showers. People stay at the sinks a little bit longer. They wash the dishes a little bit longer. They just use more hot water because it's a luxury. You don't have to worry about running out. So be mindful of that. It's just something I've noticed, something I've seen, that people do tend to run those tanklesses a little bit more. Let's see, other than that, you may actually have a leak. I've seen a little drip, drip, drip like that equate out to about 60,000 gallons of water over the course of 30 days. It can be quite substantial. So to check for that, all your water meters, and this is one I got, it was broken, that's how I ended up with it. They've all got something on the side called a leak indicator. I'll try to get a bigger picture up here. Most of them are this little red triangle, and that little triangle will spin if there's a leak, and it's really sensitive. It will move just a little bit even if you've just got a drip. The water company's they're gonna charge you for every bit of water that goes through that meter, trust me. You might not have the triangle, you might have a little blue gear. Some of them even have like a little dial. It's a little miniature dial inside of there. And there's the new ones out there, the full digital ones that actually have a little line that moves. If you have a digital power meter, there's that little line that moves, and it moves at a certain rate as to how much power or how much water in this case that you're using. So you can check. It's called a leak indicator, but you have to go out there and you have to open up your meter box. Watch out, there could be spiders and things like that in there, so be careful. But the first thing I would do is you go out there now, make sure everything's off in the house and nobody's in there flushing toilets or using any water, because if they flush the toilet, that little triangle is going to be a blur. It's spinning so fast. So do that. Look at that leak indicator. If it's spinning, okay, water is being used. So the next thing I would do is go in your garage or wherever your shut off is and go ahead and turn that thing off. Now go back to that water meter and see if that triangle stopped. If that triangle did stop, then you might have something running in the house. And you could have a dripping bathtub. You could have a faucet that's got a drip on it. Sometimes these things get sand and stuff and those little rubber valves and stuff in there, and it holds them open. And that's what could cause you to have a drip or something like that in a brand new house. And we would want to come out and clean those out and make sure that's working for you. You could have a toilet that's running. Maybe something's got hung up in the toilet and it's just sitting there constantly running. That can use a whole lot of water too. But if that triangle does stop when you shut, or doesn't stop, sorry, it doesn't stop when you shut that valve off, the next thing I would go look for, leave that valve off on your house, I would go find your backflow preventer. Now this is part of your irrigation system. It's normally right there in front of your meter, but it may be on the side of your house. It's in another square box. Normally the lid is green and it says irrigation on it. This thing has two valves on it, and they can be turned off. If you turn these valves off, it's going to shut the water down to your irrigation system. Now, if you turn that off and that triangle stops spinning, it's somewhere in your irrigation system. Irrigation leaks can be kind of hard to troubleshoot. But if it does stop when you turn this off, then call your landscaper. Irrigation is not the plumber's thing, that's on the landscaper. Now if you've got your house off and you've got your backflow off as well and it's still sitting there spinning, you probably got a leak in your main line coming into your house somewhere. Now that's going to be in the yard. It's not going to cause any damage to your house, but you might have a wet, muddy spot out there in the yard. Things to look for is what I call nuclear grass. It's unusually tall, unusually green grass that's different from the rest of your yard. That can be the indication of a leak because that spot is getting more water than anywhere else in your yard. I see it a lot, see it all the time. Something like that, you're going to want to call us and we'll come out there and repair it if you're still under that 1-year warranty. Now if you run over it, I can't help you there. But anyway, that's pretty much it. All of your water meters have some type of leak indicator, and they are very, very sensitive, and you might have to sit there and watch it for a little bit. But that's it. Thanks a lot, guys. Oh, I figured I'd try to make this thing spin if I could. There's no actual gears or anything on here. It's just that, and I've got a little magnet here, and I think if I take this and I'll spin it around on the bottom there, yep, there it goes. Can you see it moving? I can get it going. Get the light out of the way. That's kind of what it looks like.